All right, so number 1 you should be able to do. Right? Okay, so what is my A value? -2. Since A is negative, there are 2 things going on. What is the first thing going on? Listen to you guys. Vertical reflection. Because it is a 2, what else is going on? Vertical stretch of dose. What is my H value? +2. So what does that mean? And K is what? A lot of 2's. So what does that mean? Terribly difficult, right? Okay, now let's get to number 2. Speaking of 2's. I'm going to ignore A right now. I'll do that at the end. What is H? Which means I have what? Shift right 4. What's my K value? Which means what? Shift up 1. What is my A value? 1/2. Is it negative? No, so I don't need to worry about a vertical reflection. But here's what I need to think about. Is 1/2 less than 1?
Yeah.
Yes. That means I do not have a vertical stretch. I have a vertical compression of 1/2. Means it's being squished instead of stretched.
Wait.
That's the only difference between today and yesterday.
But wouldn't,
Okay, is that it?
since -2 is less than 1, would that make it a compression too?
Is that for anything under 1?
Since -2 is less than 1. What?
Since -2 is less than 1.
Good question. Since -2 is less than 1, wouldn't that make it a compression also? No. The negative sign is irrelevant when you're talking about whether it's a stretch or a compression, because the negative sign only determines whether it's a reflection. So once you've determined it's a reflection, you're only looking at the fact that it's a 2 to determine the stretch.
Wait, so Miss Frank, anything under 1 is a compression?
Uh-huh. So let's look at number 3. What is my A value? 1/5. Is that less than 1?
Yes.
So I have a what? Vertical compression of 1/5. Meaning that it is 1/5 as tall as the mother function.
I like that.
All right, what is my H value?
9.
+9, which means I have what?
Shift right 9.
Shift right 9. And my K value?
4.
4, so I have what?
Shift up 4.
Shift up 4. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
You try number 4.
Well, I don't know if I can do it.
I believe in you.
I don't.
Did you get that at least? A is -3/4. H is -4. K is 0. All right, -3/4. I have a vertical reflection because it's negative. The 3/4, is that less than 1?
Yeah.
So I have a vertical compression of 3/4, so it's 3/4 as tall as the parent function. Since H is -4, I have a shift left 4. Yeah? K equals 0, which means there is no vertical change. So I just draw a line. Yesterday I would draw a line when A was 1, right? There was nothing to say about A if it was 1. If H or K is 0, then there's no horizontal or vertical shift. So you don't worry about it. Let's look at number 5. What is A?
5 fourths.
What does that mean? Is 5/4 bigger than 1 or less than 1?
Bigger than 1.
It's bigger than 1. So even though it's a fraction, it's not less than 1. So it is a
Vertical.
stretch. So I threw that one in there because some people automatically associate fraction with less than 1. And that's not always the case. You have to check. That is 1.25. If you want to go to your calculator, plug in 5 divided by 4, and it'll tell you the decimal. If it's bigger than 1, it is a stretch. Is there a reflection? Nope, because it's not negative. What's my H value?
0.
There's no parentheses, is there? So H is 0. What's my K value? So I have a what? Shift up 3. Easy. And number 6, what's A? So what does that mean? Vertical stretch of 6. What's H? What's K? So I have what? Shift down 12. Easy? All right. Happy studying.